So if Cochrane or Laird, whoever plays in that position, is going to have to cut that out. But we were immense, weren't we, on the left-hand side against Oxford?
Yes, Damari Gray dominated.
Damari Gray and Laird behind him. So we're going to need a strong left-hand side to counter their right-hand attack. So welcome back to BCFC Royal Blue. Now next up for Birmingham City in the Championship is a fantastic away tie at Leicester City. In this podcast, myself and Matt are going to preview the game, as we always do, and give our views on a few stats about Leicester, our opinions, and also try and give our opinions about who will be in the starting lineup for Blue. So, Matt, I think we need this one. I mean, after the defeat to Port Vale, which I have to mention, which is in our last game at St.Andrews, I think it's good that we've got a game so quickly afterwards. What's your thoughts?
I think as a fan base, Dad, we're all disappointed with the Port Vale Carabao Cup second round game. You know, I think it is good to have a game so quickly to bounce back from. Obviously, Friday night, I think as a fan base, we have to get used to Friday night games and Monday night games. I think the fixtures are going to get changed a lot for us this season, aren't they? Just by the nature of us having a lot of interest and buzz around the club. But I'm looking forward to it. They serve Chang beer at the King Power. We'll be there. Have a couple of them on a Friday night, Dad. What can go wrong? But I think it's a good test, isn't it? You know, we spoke about Ipswich on the first game of the season. You know, playing Leicester away, another Premier League team that got relegated. It's another good test for us. And actually, I think this is a good time to play Leicester. You know, they haven't got many incomings, if any, from memory, maybe a couple of loans or something. They haven't really dabbled their foot in the water of the transfer market, but they sold a lot of players, and I'm sure you've got that list ready for us, Dad, of their outgoings. And they do obviously have an EFL. Do we say points deduction? Do we say...
Well, the EFL sanctions.
EFL sanctions.
Nothing's been confirmed yet, but there's rumours it could potentially be 9 points. But EFL need to get their finger out and get that sorted down, so Leicester know where and what the situation is.
But this will be a tough game, but it won't be the Leicester that dominated the league. You remember 2 seasons ago when they were just absolutely beating everyone. I think we lost 3-2 at St.Andrews and 2-1 at King Power from memory. So we didn't have a good record against them that season, but the tides have turned. I think we are going to give them a really good game this time. And looking forward to it. That should be a good game. Yeah,
like you said, Matt, they had a bit of a torrid season last season in the Premier League, didn't they? They didn't finish bottom, obviously, that was Southampton, but I think from the turn of the year when Van Nistelrooy came in, they lost a lot of games.
Didn't they go a couple of months without even scoring a goal at home or something?
I think they hold the record now in the Premier League for the most consecutive home games without scoring. It's about 8 or something like that. I can't remember, but it's not a great record anyway. No. But do you know what? Despite all that, they're still going to be a very, very tough opponent because they've still got lots of really good, high-quality players. You know, they're at home as well, and they're traditionally, particularly in the Championship, have been strong at home. So far this season, they've played 3 games. As we know, I watched them beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1, which I felt that it wasn't as, it was a lot closer than I expected.
Sheffield Wednesday went 1-0 up, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah. They did, and it was 2 late goals actually from Leicester. Then they lost 2-1 at Preston, which is not a surprise when you think that Preston also beat Ipswich as well. And then, which I thought their best result, their last game, they beat Charlton 1-0 away.
Some goal as well.
It was a great goal, wasn't it? And so, they currently sit 7th if you want to take any notice of the league table after 3 games. We are 5th, so I do want to take note of the table after 3 games. But it's a bit meaningless until 10 games are played, really. The league table doesn't really take much shape, does it?
To be fair, Dad, you know me, I always like to do my research on the fans and the teams, and I didn't watch the game, but I saw the extended highlights to the Charlton game that they played. And to be honest with you, I think Charlton will feel hard done by. I think, but don't get me wrong, worldy of a goal. Fatawu is some player. I think he's their standout star still on that right-hand side. I mean, it was some goal. If you haven't seen it, Blues fans, go take a look. It really was a worldie. Cuts in from that right-hand side as he does. Goal. Left-footed, completely over the keeper. Opposite side of the net was a really good goal. But I think the star of the game was their goalkeeper, Jacob Starlicic. I can never say it. Starlicic. He's some keeper. In fact, Dad, he was the goalkeeper that played against us. Starlicic, yeah. He was the goalkeeper that played against us in the FA Cup. Do you remember when we should have been 3-0 up at half-time under Mowbray?
Okay, I didn't know that.
And he was their goalkeeper then, and he made some great saves. Of course, that didn't end our way on the day. But no, I thought he made some world-class saves, Dad. He was a really good keeper. And again, I went on to Leicester's, when they put the stuff on X about the final result. And so just to give you an overview of where their fans are, I didn't read many positive comments. There was a couple trying to rally the fans who were leaving the negative ones. But considering they won away, here's the top 5 comments. Just quickly read them out. Pretty poor performance, but we'll take it. Now sign some players. That was so poor, didn't deserve anything from that match, struggling to compete with a League One promoted side. This is my favourite, 4 words, I'm struggling with this. that was it.
That gets to the point.
That leads it to the point. Mid-table at best, no identity, no attacking play, no leaders, no strikers, no centre-back pairing, no creativity, no hope.
Oh, that's pretty damning, isn't it, really?
I mean, and that went on and on during the comment section. There was a couple of people going, come on, guys, we're still winning games, we're getting the momentum, we will buy some players. But the main bulk in that comment section was not positive.
I think they'll be up for this game, though, because they'll want to beat us, won't they? I think everybody wants to beat us. I think Leicester will definitely want to beat us because I think they'll obviously see the momentum that we've got. But if you look at their team, they play a 4-2-3-1 with exactly the same system as us. So Martin Cifuentes, who came in the summer, plays exactly the same system as Chris Davies. But yeah, I look at their team. You look through their players. You've got Jordan Ayew as their number 9. Fatu, who you mentioned, he was on the right. Samare and Skip as their 2 number 6s. Hamza Chowdhury, who was on loan at Sheffield United last season, he started off as their right back. I think it's Luke Thomas, left back, and Vestergaard as well. I mean, he's a bit of a unit. He's a bit of a tank, isn't he? So there's loads of good players in this team as well.
But Dad, list their outgoings. Go on. I'm sure you've got it there somewhere because they've sold a lot of players.
So this is who Leicester have currently sold. They've recouped £54 million in transfer fees from players they've sold, and there are rumours of other players that are going out. So they sold Mads Hermansson, their goalkeeper, to West Ham for £20.8 million.
A lot of money, that is, isn't it?
That is a lot of money. Again, I don't know a huge amount about it, but it must be a goalkeeper to go for that. That's a lot of money, 20 million.
That's why Jacob Stalisic is playing. Because he's been sold.
So he's gone. Mats Hermansson's gone for 20 million. Casey McAteer has gone to Ipswich, a right winger, for 13.9, so 14 million. James Justin, I've always liked him. Right back, he's gone to Leeds for 9.
I always remember that one goal he scored against Stoke in lockdown. Oh my God, he's on the left hand side. He cuts in and just again over the keeper. It's unbelievable
Good
goal.
Player. They got 9.3 million for him from to Leeds. Wilfred Ndidi, I always rated him. He went to Besiktas in Turkey for 8 million. Connor Cody went to Wrexham for 2.3 million. And then others have gone on freeze. Daniel Iverson, goalkeeper. Danny Ward. Jamie Vardy, we know, has left. He's without a club at the time of recording. I mean, I'm sure that might change. And then they had a couple of loan players go back who are really rated. Facundo Benanucci, he went back to Brighton. He looked like a good player. And Hudson Edouard. So you think of those players that they've already got. And there's also rumours. El Canouse, there's a lot of clubs sniffing around him at the moment, and there's rumours that he could be on his way as well.
Again, I mean, maybe if there's a Leicester fan watching, they can confirm. I've heard rumours about clubs circling around Mavididi, and I've heard rumours about Harry Winks not really having his heart in it anymore because I saw him.
I think there's some dispute there with Harry Winks, so maybe Leicester fans can tell us what's going on.
I saw
there.
him, at the final whistle when they lost away at Preston. All the players come to clap their fans like you do. He stormed down the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that's why he didn't start or get involved in the Charlton game. But again, it's not my club, it's not my team. I don't know. Maybe Leicester fans can confirm. But what I will say is Harry Winks is one hell of a player, so they're going to lose him as well.
Yeah,
he's class. And Mavididi, I like Mavididi as well.
Well, we're at the time of recording. It's silly season, isn't it? We're a few days away from the close of the transfer window.
Right,
so I think there's going to be a lot of business at Leicester because they need to bring players in as well, and they haven't. So just to let you know, like last season, their top scorer was Jamie Vardy with 10 goals. We know that this was when they was in the Premier League, so we know they struggled, which is why the numbers are low. But Jamie Vardy, top scorer, 10 goals, gone. Jordan Ayew was next with 6. He's still there. Buenanucci, he had 6. He's gone. Steffi Mavididi, he got 6. He's still there. James Justin, he got 4. He's gone. El Canouse got 3. He might or might not be playing because if there's rumours of a transfer, him going, they might not play him at the risk of injury against us. So basically what I'm saying is that there's a lot of their goal scorers, their top goal scorers have actually gone from last season and they haven't really brought anybody in really. I mean, looking at the incomings as well, at the moment it's Asmir Begovic, a 38-year-old goalkeeper from Everton on a free. So
it doesn't inspire an inspirational.
Well, I mean, they've got
54
million pounds according to my stats of money they've already gained in transfers
and parachute payments and stuff. So, as in, my point in saying that is they're going to have money to spend.
You'd think so, but you don't know what the finances are behind the club. But they would expect to.
Also, over the years as well. By the way, I'm going back a bit here, but they've sold like James Maddison, Dewsbury Hall. They've had some class players down at Leicester over the years. You know, when they were the guy at Newcastle, Barnes, is it? Or
Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes. You know, they've had some class players down at Leicester.
Gray.
Yeah, Damari Gray.
Yeah.
Was in their Premier League winning team, I believe. No doubt about it. Dad, Leicester over the years have had some class players, and I have no doubt they'll do some business before next Friday, whenever the transfer window closes. Next Monday, sorry, at the time of recording. Yeah, so no doubt they will get some play. They have to.
Yeah.
You can't sell or get rid of that many players of that calibre and carry on. And I have no doubt, Dad, Fatawu could be vulnerable just because how good he is. A high end.
I mean, because they got £54 million in plus a parachute payment, you don't know what their FFP position is. So they might have actually had to sell to try and
maybe salaries are high and all sorts.
Level up. So I don't know. I don't know Leicester's financial situation, but regardless of that, they have got the money to bring in players, and I'm sure that they will. Just a little bit on their strengths before we get onto the Blues. So again, this is based upon these stats that I get are based across 2 seasons. So this will take into account their previous season, the Championship and the Premier League, so it's going to be a bit mixed. Okay, so strengths are creating long shot opportunities. We soon score some scrims like that one we saw against Charlton. Fatawu, wasn't it? Was it a fantastic goal?
Yeah.
Creating chances through individual skill. So obviously, this is based over 2 years.
Again, that's Fatawu, Mavididi, Ndidi, like those kind of players, those flary, take your man on, get to the byline, get a cross in.
I rated Dewsbury Hall as well when they had him in the Championship last time as well, so he's not there either. But coming back from losing positions, they're strong at that, and attacking set pieces. They're good. That's something we're going to have to be, wary of as well. Weaknesses, defending set pieces. Right. So good at attacking them, but weak at defending them. And then it says very weak at defending counter-attack. So with our pace now, we could exploit that.
Probably because they play so high up, because they have high-quality players. They're going to push high up the pitch, aren't they? So that automatically makes... Because I remember, Dad, the one thing about playing Leicester under Rooney when we were playing at St.Andrews, it was their speed on the counter. We got caught twice, didn't we, in the first half? Because we had like an attacking corner, or we were in
we hit the post.
Yeah, and then they countered and scored. But it was
Bakuna hit the post, and then they went up the other end.
It was
scored.
the speed.
Yeah.
I just remember them being absolutely rapid. And don't get me wrong, that isn't the same Ipswich. That isn't the same Leicester team that we're going to be playing this weekend. This Friday. There is a lot of players gone.
I think the teams are a lot closer now. But let's not dispute the fact that these are still a very, very good team.
Absolutely.
Even with the players that they've let go, there's still a good core of players there as well. But finally on Leicester as well, I read somewhere that Mavididi was not playing in the Charlton game because he wanted to save him for the Birmingham game, and
that seems like an odd strategy to me. A week in advance.
Yeah, I find that strange, but I wonder if that was what was put out. But actually, maybe they had some interest from him from other clubs, and they were just saying that to explain why he wasn't in the team. I don't know, because like you said, he's a good player, isn't he?
Mavididi's good player. Yeah.
So they say they're primarily like attacking down the right. So if Cochrane or Laird, whoever plays in that position, is going to have to cut that out. But we were immense, weren't we, on the left-hand side against Oxford?
Damari Gray.
Damari Gray and Laird behind him. So we're going to need a strong left-hand side to counter their right-hand attack.
Cochrane's back as well, by the way. I know we're going to get into this when we talk about the Blues team, but he's back.
Well, he's available.
He's available.
Yeah. Possession football as well. Now, this will be interesting because last time we played them, particularly in the Championship season, their possession stats were absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I think
it was like our League One stats, weren't it?
It's going to be a lot closer because we like to play possession football as well. Not that means anything, but I think we'll have more of the ball than we did last time we played them as well. And basically they like playing with width. So pretty much all the characteristics, they match up when you look at their characteristics to exactly what we do, which is, I'm quite pleased about saying that as a Birmingham City supporter, because last time we played them, they were head and shoulders above us, apart from when we played them in the Cup, but they had a lot of changes in that team, didn't we? So that's Leicester. Anything else on Leicester, Matt?
No, they just strike me as a team, Dad, who are kind of trying to find a bit of a new identity. We talk about clubs who have had a lot of manager turnover, had a lot of transfers go out the door and stuff like that. I think Leicester need a bit of a consolidation season in terms of getting some players in, the manager giving his structure. Because one of the comments which stuck out to me, which I didn't read out earlier, Dad, was another fan mentioned about there being there's almost 3 football principles being displayed on the pitch at the minute. They've had so much manager turnover and differences at the club over the past 18 months to 2 years, especially after Maresca went to Chelsea, that it's the identity isn't there. They've got like 3 different identities. So I think this season they need to find themselves again. They need to get some players through the door. And I think they'll be worried, especially from a Leicester point of view, because they've always been dangerous going forward. But at the minute, because of the amount of players that have gone, they're lacking that little bit of creative spark going forward.
And they always had Jamie Vardy who could make something out of nothing.
100%. He was fast, he was clinical. And when you miss someone like Vardy, that's a big amount of goals to lose a season. Well, what would Jamie Vardy get in the Championship this year, even at his age? He's guaranteed 15 goals, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd say 15.
Give or take. Yeah. Maybe even more on a good season.
He scored 10 in the Premier League. He was injured for some of those games.
Exactly. So, no doubt about it, Dad. It's going to be a challenging game for sure. You know, Leicester's not going to be easy for anyone to go and win at the King Power. But I think we're going there with the best team we've had in many, many recent years. So let's get into the Blues team, Dad.
Yeah, okay. So how do you want to do this then this time?
So you did defence last time, so I'll do defence this time, and then you can go into the midfield and attack, Dad. So thankfully, a lot of changes from the Port Vale team, so I'm happy to say some of these names. Hopefully we'll be back on the starting lineup. Yeah. So Allsop in goal.
Yeah.
I've gone for Laird left back. Still, I'm going to keep him at the left back position.
Yeah.
I've gone for Clara left side of centre back, Neumann right side of centre back, and Asoy Samuel at right back. But I do appreciate Chris Davies might play Cochrane left back, but I'm going to plump for Laird.
Yeah, I think Laird, even in that sort of cameo appearance against Port Vale when he came and he showed that he's got, he's positive, he's attacking. I think it'd be him. I've gone for exactly the same as you. Just picked Allsop in goal, Asoy Samuel on the right, Clara Neumann and Laird on the left. So in midfield, I've gone off Paken and Watte, so it's almost. It's almost like guaranteed that they'll be unless Chris Davis has got other ideas. But Paken and Watte as the sixes. Now this could change, but I've gone for Damari Gray on the left. I've gone for Williamson on the right because he did all right, didn't he, against Oxford? And I've gone for Stansfield in the 10, feeding into Kyoga. However, my slight caveat would be if Stansfield isn't fit, I will put Doyle in there.
Yeah. I cannot give any more input. Dad, I picked exactly the same.
Have you?
I have. Yeah, I have. And I think my only thing would be the right-hand side. But again, I put my hands up on the podcast against Oxford and said I thought Williamson had a really good game. Yeah. And when I do see him on the name sheet and he's on the right, I do go, as in just a little bit underwhelmed from what we've known in League One. I mean, I've always seen Williamson as a better number 10, but we have... you're not going to take Stansfield out. So I agree. I think for consistency, he might start Williamson on the right. In my opinion, though, by the way, I'm not the manager of Birmingham City, Chris Davis is, but I would personally maybe start Keshi Anderson on the right, give us a bit more... That's
actually a really good shout, actually. So maybe it'll be between him and Williamson. I have plugged for Williamson on the basis of what he did against Oxford.
But I wouldn't be upset to see Keshi Anderson start either.
No, me neither. I think because Keshi, he's been pretty... over the last couple of seasons, he's given us a lot, hasn't he, out wide? So possibly, but so we sort of agree on the sort of starting lineup. But Chris Davies, we've got an international break coming up, haven't we? Mm-hmm. So there's no really need to save players, and some of these players will go off for international duty, I suppose. But for our point of view, we haven't got a game for nearly 2 weeks after this.
No, we haven't.
So. If the players are fit, then I think that'll be very close to what he will pick. So what about score prediction? Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Who went first last time? You go first, Dad. Why not? Okay. I think I'll go first a lot, so you go first.
I think this again is going to be a really, really competitive game. Two very similar teams, I would suggest now, which is why I can't separate us. I've gone for 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah.
I was thinking about a draw. I was thinking 1-1.
Yeah.
But... I'm going to go glass half full, as I always do. I think we have enough to win this, and I think we're catching Leicester at the perfect time, if I'm being honest, because they haven't got anyone through the door yet. They've got a lot of outgoings, and they haven't quite steadied that ship just yet. And I think this is a good time to catch them. So I think we'll win this. It'll be narrow, it'll be tight, but I've gone for Leicester 1, Birmingham 2. Yeah,
I as always, as a Blues fan, you always hope that you're going to get those 3 points. And these are the type of teams that if you can win at Leicester away, it really sets you up, doesn't it?
What separates the boys from the men.
It's what's going to be the difference between teams like who are all going to be in the mix. You win against the teams around you, just like them. They'll want to beat us for the same reason, won't they? So I was thinking of a narrow 2-1 victory, but I just thought just on the fact that I'd be happy 3 points, of course, but I'd be happy if we come away, there with a good performance, and if we get a point, I think that would be really good. But of course, I want the win as well. But that's why I've been a little bit on the. I wouldn't say cautious. I think realistic.
Yeah.
That these are a really good side at home. So
no, agreed. No, I just think, as I said, we've got enough to win this. I really believe that, and no doubt that isn't me underestimating Leicester. It's just me going in there thinking we're get poor against Port Vale. I think Chris Davies is going to send a rocket up the bum of all of these players. I mean, a lot of them didn't feature against Port Vale, but he'll talk about the fans and the club and the energy and fighting for the badge. He's going to have them rolled up for this one. So I also think actually it doesn't hang in the balance, but I think Stansfield's an important factor here. Will he play or will he not? Because his energy that he gives us when he's pressing is unbelievable. So he could force them into mistakes. In fact, at the King Power, he scored that goal where the keeper didn't clear it in time and it hit off him, and that's what Stansfield does. It's that energy. So no doubt he's going to be a big factor in this game. Let's see what happens for the lineup for it. But yeah, I've gone for Leicester 1, Birmingham 2, Dad. Yeah,
okay. So that's what we think, Blues fans. We've obviously looking forward to this game very much. Myself and Matt will be there, and it was about 3,000 is all together.
Just over, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be about 3,500, whatever it is there. So it's going to be an exciting time for us. But we'd love to get your opinions. So as always, add your comments below. Let us know who you think will be in the starting lineup, maybe your score prediction. If you're a Leicester City supporter and you've come across this podcast for the first time, we also welcome comments from fans of the opposing teams as well. So please add your comments below. All we ask is that any comments, because this is a family podcast, all of your comments are respectful, no abusive language or aggressive behaviour, but anything else like that, please add your comments below. If you did like this podcast, then don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked us out on our social media channels already, then pop along to our X page and our Instagram page. And if you like to watch or listen to your podcast on Spotify, you'll find us on there as well. And you'll see the handles appearing on the screen for all these channels right now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you'd like to, and there really is no obligation to subscribe, but if you'd like to, press the big red subscribe button. And if you want notifications every time we put a podcast out, then hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. So that's it for this podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. And myself and Matt see you on the next one, all about Birmingham City.